Hello, I am Vivian McGrath from vivianmcgrath.com, and I'm here to tell you, stop, you are going about dating the wrong way. How do I know this? Because I did for years. I went about dating completely the wrong way for years, and it ended up in total unhappiness for me. And also because so many of you that I speak to, that I connect with, are going about dating the wrong way. Most of my clients, when they come to me, are going about dating the wrong way, and they're just wondering why they're so unhappy. You know, these are women who have really worked hard to create a good life for themselves. They've got a nice home, a stable job. They've got pretty well-adjusted kids. It's just they're unlucky in love, and they just keep finding themselves attracted to the same type over and over again. You know, the type of person who is just a little bit emotionally unstable. It's not an equal partnership. They're emotionally unavailable. You know, the sort of relationship in which you take on more of the responsibility for making it work. You put their needs ahead of yours all the time, and you just keep trying to make it work, you know, or they're women who've actually got to the point where they're so tired of this pattern repeating over and over and over again that they've just sworn off dating. They've just said, I've had enough, you know, I'm never going to find love, so therefore why bother trying? You know, and they keep saying, you know, it's like the definition of insanity. Who was it? Was it Einstein who said the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome? Well, I'll tell you this from very direct personal experience, that if you do keep repeating this pattern over and over and over again, this is what's going to happen. You will become numb to bad behavior. With each relationship, you just get more and more numb, and it will get worse every time. You know, the relationships are not going to get better. They're going to keep getting worse. And worse, if you're so numb, like many women come to me, they convince themselves, wow, it's not so bad because the other one, you know, they go into this minimizing that these relationships are not so bad, but they're getting worse. Or you'll convince yourself that it's too late for me, that I am never going to find love, all the good ones are gone, and you'll just blame the lack of a supply of good guys. And trust me, there are good guys out there. Or worse, you'll just settle for less. You'll think, well, you know what, I'm too old, nobody's perfect. I need to settle for some love. Some women have said to me, some love is better than no love. That's really sad when the love they're talking about is completely unfulfilling. They're not happy, you know. Or you'll swear off dating. You'll say, I've had enough. I'm tired of it. Maybe my picker's broken and I just repeat this pattern over and over again. I've had enough. And what that does is it denies you the opportunity of ever finding beautiful, balanced, happy, fulfilling relationships and healthy love, and growing old, alone, and lonely. And I'm not saying that living alone means you're lonely, but because there's nothing wrong with living alone. But these are women who want to share their lives and everyday experiences with somebody. So to deny yourself that chance that you'll ever find love because you've sworn off dating and you've given up, that's you know, a sad space to be. So do this instead. Don't go about dating the wrong way. Do this instead. Firstly, stop looking at them to complete you, to make you happy, to make you whole. You know, because it's not about them. It's about you. And this is not to victim blame. This is about trying to help you understand that you're giving your power away if you're looking to them to complete you and make you happy. And, there's a reason that some of us, because I know, because I was like this before and I'm not like this anymore. There's a reason why so many of us are always attracted to the certified bad boys or girls, and they become our project that we're going to fix and rescue and save. Does that relate to any of you? Hello, Tina and Kath. Does this relate to you? There's a reason why some of us do this, and we only ever attract that type over and over again. And there's a reason why some of us, and I say, have an invisible sign, a light that shines out from our forehead. It's this invisible sign that seems to say to every narcissist out there, hey, come and be attracted to me. Come and take advantage of me. The door's open. The shop's open. I'm ready to have you push my boundaries down. Do you know what I mean by that? And I say that because I had this for years. I had this victim sign on my forehead, and they were like bees to a honey, and that was all I attracted. But it's also, it is other women. Most of my friends would have run a mile at that. They never attracted them. I was the only one that did, and they would run a mile the second they saw it. So unless you get too deep within yourself, to the root cause of how and why it is that you are vulnerable to attract toxic types and are attracted to them, ignore the red flags, stay for too long when your head is telling you to run, and why you find, let's be honest, the nice guys or girls a little dull. And until you do that and go really deep and understand this, only then can you smash that beacon for it and put one that says, don't even try it. Don't even go there. I've got really strong boundaries. They're not going to fall. Go and try it on somebody else, because I'm not open for that anymore. The second thing is stop projecting a fantasy onto them. Even in the first dates, how many of you do that? Project this fantasy. Are they the one? Is this the relationship that's going to last? Am I finally going to be happy with this person? Do you know what I mean? Because when you do this, when you project a fantasy on them, you only see what you want to see. And everything that you see that confirms that dream, you think, yeah, tick, 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 great. And anything that doesn't, you deny, you push to the side, you ignore it, like those red flags that you saw, let's be honest, and ignored. And basically, when you're full in your head, filled with this fantasy, you're not still enough to see who they really are. And, wasn't it Maya Angelou who said, when somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them? Well, you don't. Simple as that, And then third is throw that checklist away. That checklist that says, right, he's got to be this tall, have this body type, have this color hair, this color eyes, be educated or not, or drive this sort of car, or, that tick box that you go, right, I'm going to arm myself. I'm going to know what my list is, and I'm going to go on this date, and they've got to tick off this list. Because you know what? They're never going to measure up to all of it. And worse, what you're going to do is go, well, they've ticked enough boxes that you'll convince yourself that even though sometimes they're not, you're sort of seeing signs that they're not very nice, or they're a bit hot and cold, maybe a little bit emotionally unavailable, they tick enough boxes and nobody's perfect, right? Do you know what I mean? You start to convince yourself that they tick enough. And maybe I'm too fussy if I expect them to tick everything. I've had many women say to me, who repeat toxic relationships over and over, and maybe I'm just too picky. That's what's going to happen. And it's handing your power away. Most of us, after we've been in one toxic relationship after another, over and over and over again, we're so lost. We don't know who we are anymore. And we're so disconnected from ourselves, actually, that we're looking to them to tell us who we are. We're looking to them to validate us, make us feel good about ourselves. If they find me attractive, then I feel, our self-worth is based on them, and until you really find yourself. And what I mean by that is find the best version of you from, go deep, do the work, really, really find that the best version of you that aligns you on the inside and out. Because I know on the outside, you're strong, successful, capable, well-educated. You've got a great job. You've got a great career. Everyone thinks your life is fantastic, but you're not in the inside. Until you align yourself on the inside with that most empowered version of you, the woman who is so self-assured, so confident in her choices that are the right ones for her, so strong in her boundaries that she won't let anybody test them and push them down, so aligned with your core values of what it is that you want from your life. What are your values, your goals, your dreams? And only then can you become that high-value woman who goes about dating the right way, which is from a place of absolute certainty and absolute rock-solid self-belief and worthiness. That this is a woman who doesn't go with a checklist thinking, do I like all these things about that person? Who doesn't project a fantasy onto them, who doesn't look to them to complete them, but really goes about dating from a place of, are they worthy of me? Does that make sense? So if you are at that place where you are really sick and tired of repeating these toxic relationships over and over and over again, and you're feeling, what's wrong with me? That is the definition of insanity, repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. If you're sick of that and you're ready to try something new, my clients that I work with, one of them who she's been through my program, and I've now been working with her for another 6 months, and I've been really helping her navigate the dating world. She just went, I had no idea that everything I knew about dating and the way I was going about dating was wrong, was from a place of such deep insecurity and fear and lack of worth. And she said, I cannot believe now how much you've opened my eyes and shown me how to date from a place of the space of a really high value woman. And she said, now I can see, I'm now bringing the high value men into my orbit, and the low value ones that I wasted years of energy and time and heartache on are now just falling away. They're going. So if you're ready to step up and become that woman who can date from a place where you really are open to finding happy, healthy, balanced, lasting, fulfilling, loving, secure, safe relationships without feeling fear, but really from a place of of worthiness, then do watch my free webinar, How to Recover from Toxic Relationships, Fall Back in Love with Your Life, and never settle for less ever again. And it really will be the best thing you've ever done, because it will, my clients, that's what they were like. That's what they were doing. And I knew that if they continued down that path, it was never, ever, ever going to lead to happiness. And now what's brilliant is now they've stepped into a place that they can absolutely show their children. They're breaking this cycle for their children. They're changing their children's futures, because now they're dating they're really showing them what a woman of high value, a woman who values herself above all, has strong boundaries, rock solid self-belief, what that looks like, and what healthy relationships looks like. So they never, ever go on to repeat that pattern. Kath says, I feel like I'm feminine, loving, but I cannot be vulnerable. That is really key, Kath. That is the thing. When we've been in years and years and years of toxic relationships, we put this wall around us because we want to feel safe. It's terrifying. How can I trust it? How can I trust again? How can I trust my judgment? And how can I trust them? Because I know that is the only type that I attract, the type who is unavailable, who takes advantage of me, who hurts me. And this is what I'm talking about. Until you really put the work in and dig deep to find you, and by that I mean the best, most aligned, confident, sure, empowered, higher self version of you, then you do feel vulnerable. And it is a very fine line between being vulnerable enough that toxic people are attracted to you and hurt you, and you let them into your life, and being so guarded and having a wall up that you push really nice, open, available men away, or women. Very fine line. But I found that. And now, I know that line because when I first met my beautiful husband, who I've been with now for 33 years, a very balanced, sure, loving, gorgeous man, who makes me feel happy, secure, safe, nurtured, adored. I tried to push him away. I had that wall. I felt so vulnerable. I was so frightened of it. And it is a fine line. And this is exactly what I show my clients how to do. First, find themselves. First, step into that incredibly aligned, empowered woman, so that they don't have to have that arm up anymore. You've got your own back. You're there. You're protecting yourself. You don't need a wall. So you can be open, and you're never vulnerable anymore. I'm not vulnerable anymore because I don't have that sign on my forehead. Narcissists now, they see me. I can see them clock me, and they just, it's like kryptonite. It's like, it's quite incredible. And now the only thing that comes into my life is really high value people. It is this subliminal thing that toxic people can pick up on, and it's something you need support to really step into, and this is exactly the work that I do. So if this is what you're looking for, then please do go and watch my webinar. If you haven't already, How to Recover from Toxic Relationships, Fall Back in Love with Your Life, and never ever settle for less again, because in that I give you the 5 mindset shifts that I have shown my clients how to make, that is completely and utterly transform their lives and the way they now go about dating. So thank you for joining. I see ABH, Frankfurt, Tina, Kath, to name a few who are on here today. It's really great to see you. So I hope that was helpful. do find the link in the description below. And if you are on YouTube and these videos, as Tina says, you feel that they give you great advice, please do subscribe, click the like button, ring the bell, or whatever it is you have to do. And please do share with anyone you know, because 1 in 4 of us have experienced this type of relationship. So please do share, help me spread the word. And if you're not in my Facebook group, Love You and Choose the Life You Want, do find me in there as well. All right, lots of love, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.